I cannot stand people all up in my business. I cannot stand that. If I want somebody in my business or I'm open to them being in my business, I will express that. I will purposely express that. And a lot of Aquarius tell me they are experiencing this too. People all up in their business, all up in their mouth, gossiping about them, making up stuff about them. And they're asking me, why is this? It happens to everybody. Most people, anyway. Most people have people that are in their business. Most of the time, it's their mother. Most of us have that. But with Aquarius, it happens a lot more frequently. It's a lot more intrusive. And I hear about it a lot more frequently. So people, Aquarius, want me to talk about why are people all up in our business? What do they want? And today, I'm going to tell you. I am Queen Osset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thumbs up, passing on the videos, and leaving comments in the comment section are the biggest free ways, totally free, of supporting anybody's channel. So if you like a creator, let them know, support them, show them that, yo, your stuff is good. I like watching your stuff. Give them comments, give them thumbs up, pass the stuff on to people that need to hear it, because most of these videos, somebody that needs to hear it. So pass it on to them, and we greatly appreciate it. Likewise, if you if you have time, that is, please stick around to the end of the video, because I also am going to read 2 positive comments from previous videos. So please leave positive comments only. If you leave me okie doke, all I'm going to do is be irked, not respond to you, and block you from the channel, okay? Leave us some positive comments. Don't nobody need all that negativity. We got enough of that in the street. Let's let this be a place of light, okay? Also, if you would like to get a reading done, please email me or hit me up on social media. If you would like to become a patron, that would be so cool. My patrons and my members have been getting perks for months now. My patrons longer, and my memberships have just been turned on for about a month, maybe 2 months now. And I've been really pumping up information into them. I just did a video a couple minutes ago, an exclusive for just my members and my patrons, okay? Likewise, there's a lot of other stuff underneath this video, so please check it out, okay? All right, so let's talk about people in my business. So why are people always in Aquarius business? I personally believe, and you guys can tell me if you agree or not, that Aquarius are extremely interesting. Even if people don't like us, they can't stop watching us. They can't stop talking about us. And some of the times it's because we're eccentric. Some Aquarius are very eccentric like me, the colors and the pizzazz, and then some Aquarius are more quiet and they're reserved and mysterious. And people are like, people love to know, why are you so quiet? What's going on? So you have these different types of Aquarius, and then some of the eccentric ones are mysterious, because sometimes people tell me I'm mysterious, and I'm like, okay, if you say so. And I think that's because I don't share all my business. And people that watch Ask an Aquarius are very surprised at that, because I share a lot with you guys. But I share with you guys because I promised Goddess that I would help other people. And the only way I know to help other people is to tell my stories. My warning tales, like don't do that and don't do that, that's the only way I know to help other people, is to talk. I'm a talker, So the thing about it is that people are all in Aquarius business because of those reasons, either that eccentricness or that mysteriousness or a combination of both. And we are very interesting. Think about it, Aquarius. Some of us are very eccentric. Some of us are into very interesting things too, and like different things. I noticed that most people are kind of humdrum, kind of boring. Like growing up in Philadelphia, a lot of people did exactly the same stuff. And I'm just going to talk about the people that I knew personally. A lot of people listen to the same music, go to the same clubs, go to the same bars, dress at the same stores, hang out with the same cats. You know, so many people are constantly doing what the crowd is doing, quite frankly. And there's nothing wrong with that, because sometimes the crowd is doing fun things. But I've never been like that. And a lot of Aquarius are not. A lot of Aquarius do our own thing. And people, even if they don't like it or they think it's weird, they're fascinated by it. Because it's like, how come you're not doing what everybody else is doing? For example, when I grew up in my hood, everybody was listening to rap music. Rap music got really popular, I guess you would say, around the time I was born, in like the late 70s. And by the time I was like about like maybe in elementary school, it was really, really getting popular, and more, and it just continued to swell basically. So everybody was into it, and I did like certain songs by Will Smith I thought were kind of jiggy, you know. I liked Public Enemy, you know, certain things I did like, but for the most part, I really wasn't a rap head. I liked R&B. I liked 80s music, like easy listening. I liked Joe Cocker. I liked Peter Cetera, Genesis. You know, some of the stage music I still listen to now. Pebbles and Babyface. I liked that kind of stuff. So the people on my block was looking at me like, they listened to some of it too, like In Vogue was big, and they listened to some of that too. But I never listened to rap music. I was always more gravitating towards that other kind of music. And it seemed weird to other people, you know, like, and my musical taste still seemed weird to other people. So just something as simple as that, it wasn't a big thing, but it was something that people noticed and mentioned to me, and still mentioned to me until this day, you know. So those kind of things, Aquarius are just seen as different, and other people, like I said, they're beating to the same drum, you know, in groups. You know, everybody back then was dressing as City Blue. I loved City Blue. I had like one outfit from City Blue, but everybody else was going to City Blue every time it was time to get an Easter outfit. Every time it was time to get school clothes, everybody was going to City Blue. Me, no, I went to Catholic school, so I had to wear uniforms. You know, after school, I was pretty much wearing my play clothes from the year before. You know, I didn't have all these, you know, fly outfits and stuff like that back then, you know, so it is what it is. So people are in our business because we're different. And like I said about the mysterious part, somebody was telling me that there's a guy at her job, right? And she likes this guy. She thinks he's really cute, and he's an Aquarius. But he don't talk to nobody. Like, he's polite, he's friendly, he does his job, he goes home. Everybody else at this job, they're security guards. Everybody else know everybody's business. Who's sleeping with who husband ain't, you know, who husband's messing with whose wife, the baby ain't there. It's like all the gossip behind the scenes and the speculations. Everybody knows everything, but nobody knows anything about the Aquarius. So every day in the break room, she said, everybody is speculating. No, he must be gay. No, he got kids. No, he must be married. And they're all speculating in the break room. And when they ask the Aquarius any questions, he's vague, very vague, you know, like, are you in a relationship? Something like that. He gives like one word or two expression answers, and it's driving them crazy. Every time I talk to her, she's talking about this damn Aquarius, who they know nothing about and bothers none of them. He doesn't bother them at all. He does his job, he goes home. That's it. So I think that that's why people are all in Aquarius business. And you can leave me in the comment section if you have any other reasons as an Aquarius or as a person on the outside looking in, if you have any other reasons why you think people are in our business. And not just do they be in our business, they make stuff up. That was the other point that I hit on. People will make stuff up on anybody, quite frankly. That's just the nature of gossip. Because when you gossip with somebody, you don't know how much of that information is accurate, quite frankly. They might have heard it from somebody who heard it from somebody, but how do you know they heard it right? You know, when we were in school, some of us played this game called telephone. My teacher did this with us in kindergarten. So the first person in line is supposed to whisper one sentence to the next person. And then person number 2 whispers to person number 3, and so on down the line. By the time they got to the 20, it was about 27 people in my class. By the time they got to the 27th person, the sentence was completely different. And it wasn't even one sentence, it was several sentences, and it didn't make sense. And that's when I realized, as a little girl, 5 or 6 years old, that, okay, sometimes stories can get a little bit distorted or extremely distorted. So sometimes it's just a matter of distortion. And other times, people are purposely trying to mislead, or they don't like you, or they're jealous of you, or you did something that pissed them off, or whatever, or they're grumpy that day, and they decide that they're going to make up something about you. It happens all the time. But one thing I will tell you is I just feel like if people are gossiping about you, Aquarius, that means that you all that. You're interesting. And you might not like it because you don't want people in your business. Because I know for me, when it really becomes a problem is when, like, for instance, my family. I'll give you this as an example. If my family hears something about anybody in the family, then they're going to spread it to the whole family. That annoys me because I don't really want everybody in my business, and they always mess the story up. So by the time it comes back to me, the story is totally different, and people done speculated and added stuff on, and I'm like, wait, what? So I really don't like them in my business. So I don't let them in my business. So I feel you, I feel you, Aquarius, that is a problem, but I would just say, when it at all possible, ignore it. And if it is a big issue and it really bothers you, then that's when you want to calmly tell the person, I really would appreciate some privacy. I would appreciate if you would stop talking about me and give me the respect of privacy. So if it's really that deep, you need to address it. Otherwise, I just ignore it. I just expect it, People have been talking smack about me since I was 3 years old. 3 years old. The first time that somebody called me a derogatory name, somebody called me a SLUT. Okay, I'm not going to say in case YouTube gets mad and demonetizes me. But somebody called me that. And at the time, I was a virgin. I had never been with anybody. But this person decided that that's what I looked like. And I was like, I think I was like 11. I was like a little kid, But this person, who was another kid on my block, decided that that's what I looked like. And she had heard a rumor that I was dating someone who I wasn't even dating, and said that I was that word. And it went around the neighborhood that I was that. But I was a virgin. I had never been with anybody. So my point of the matter is that in those types of situations, I was young when these things started to happen. I was younger than that the first time it probably happened. So I just learned that I kind of expect it and I just kind of ignore it. If it's serious, that's when, like I said, that's when you address it. All right, now let's take a look at these positive comments. The first one came from Jordan Oliver. Hey, Jordan, that's my buddy. What's up? Jordan said, people like this are disgusting. If you're not truly interested in someone, leave them alone. I posted something about soul destroying lovers. Basically, is what the post was about. And Jordan is like, why are you playing with somebody's life? Why are you playing with somebody's feelings? And I agree with Jordan 100% here. If you don't really feel somebody, just leave them alone. I've done this before myself. I've not recently, but in the past, I would mess with somebody who I didn't really like that much. But the bottom line is that if you don't really feel sincerely about a person, just leave them alone. Seriously. One thing I read one time said, if you can't help people, at least don't hurt them. Okay? All right, guys, that was the first one. We got one more. This one came from Nicoleta Grandma. I think I said that right. Hey, Nicoleta. Nicoleta said, I love your videos. I've been watching you for 2 years now. That's what's up. Thank you. Thank you. And I never get bored of your content. Oh, can I ask you about how an Aquarius woman reacts to finding out her partner is cheating? It depends. I'm gonna tell you in general. In general, if an Aquarius finds out their partner is cheating, they're going to be livid, number one. And number two, more than likely, they're going to stop seeing that person. They're going to shut off. They're going to stop talking to that person. They're going to move on. Because one thing about Aquarius, and it also depends on circumstances. Are there children involved? Are they married? It's a lot of questions here. Because if you have a family with this person, you might not be able to walk out. You might have a mortgage together. You might not have anywhere to go, But usually an Aquarius is at least going to shut off. And when I say shut off, I'm talking about detaching emotionally, mentally, spiritually. We usually shut off. We might even still be in the house, but just detached. When I was in a relationship with my daughter's father, I was married to this man when I was 18 years old. When the relationship was over, it was over for quite some time before we actually split. And the first thing that happened was I detached. I stopped talking to him. I stopped spending time with them. I stopped engaging with them. I stopped sleeping in the room with them. I took my energy downstairs. I was sleeping on the couch. I was just like, nah, So usually with an Aquarius, the first thing that happens is the detaching. And then we detach physically, if at all possible. So if I can leave you, which I eventually got my own apartment. So that's usually what happens with an Aquarius. And it doesn't have to be cheating either. Because in our case, it wasn't cheating between us. I was cheating, and he might have been too. I wasn't really paying attention because I was too busy cheating. But the point of the matter is that what broke us up really wasn't that. What broke us up was the fact that I'm Aquarius and he's a Capricorn. And we just kept on butting heads. He kept trying to control me, and I kept trying to be free. So one day I decided I'm out. And that was that. All right, let's see. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was the last one. All right, guys, you come back soon because I got a lot more to say. See you later.